you're coaching, you're putting a focus on managing and coaching, right? And there's a time for both. Think about it as a tool belt. You have leadership tools, and you have management tools, and you have coaching tools. Okay. So both are needed, right? A manager needs to manage and measure and walk around and prepare goals and manage budgets. And a coach has to spend time building relationships with people. I get asked this question all the time. Well, can one person be a leader in the organization, and then somebody else could be a coach, and somebody else can be a manager? And I say, well, that ends up happening usually. But the goal for all of you in this room is to have all of these skills equally. To know that during the day there's going to be times as a manager, as a leader, when you're going to have to talk about where you're going to your group. But there's other times when someone doesn't turn in their report, you're going to have to tell them it's due. And there's other times where someone is just feeling a little down. Maybe they're having a problem at home. You're going to have to, hey, how you doing? Is there anything I can do for you? You know, the three magic questions I used to ask people when I was managing was, number one, what do you want to do more of in your job? Number two, what do you want to do less of? Number three, how can I help? These are like three simple questions that I just made up one day, years ago, and it created leverage. Because people all of a sudden knew that I cared. Okay. How about you? Where do you stand with your coaching skills? Let's go through some analysis. So, are you asking lots of questions every day? Are you listening? Do you feel responsible for your people's development? I'll tell you a story. When I was also 19, I learned the most lessons when I was young, 19 or 20. I won't tell you how many years ago that was, but it was a few years. When I was 19, I was one of the youngest track coaches, I'm a runner, in San Francisco's history. I coached at an all-boys school across the street from an all-girls school. And I would come into the room like this with about 100 boys at 3 o'clock to give them their workouts for the day. And I was only 19. I'd never coached before. And after a few weeks, I realized no one was listening to me. I would say, okay, today I want you guys to run 5 kilometers, and you guys to run 10 kilometers, and the shot putters, I want you to lift weights. No one, they were all looking at out the window at the girls. And I thought, what am I going to do? And I got this idea. So one day before track practice, I took 100 little pieces of paper, and I for about 2 minutes, I took each kid's name, and I thought, big athletic kid, I want you to, James, I want you to, I wrote down his workout. And then there was a little kid, big, heavy kid, who really wasn't a runner, but he wanted to be a runner, and I gave him a different kind of a workout. So I gave out, at this one practice, individual pieces of paper to every single person in the room. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I realize it now. That was my way of showing them that I cared about them. And after that day, they never looked out the window at the girls again. Well, as far as I can tell. Maybe they ran after the girls when they left the school, I'm not sure. But when you care about people, so think about, these things are good, having patience. Now, if you're not so good, that's okay, you can improve. Are you rarely communicating with people? Are you a poor listener? Do you feel sink or swim? Do you feel like, you know what, I'm paying you? That's it, you should do your job. If you make a mistake, it's your fault, not mine. Is your feedback more negative all the time? Are you doing more evaluation and less feedback? Do you not emphasize building teams? Is it all about competition? Do you have little patience? Here, let's see where we are. We're going to do a quick 2-minute exercise. I want you to turn to the person next to you and just share with them one item from this list that you want to develop. And then the other person share with you. What is one idea that you really want to get better at? I'm going to give you probably a minute and a half. This will be very quick. And introduce yourself too. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, share with each other. What's one area that you want to develop in as a coach? Come on. They're not going to bite. Say hello to the person next to you. Come on, come on, come on. We have some brave souls here. It's one area that you want to improve on. Okay, that's good. That was very good for those of you that did this. The point of this exercise, until you start to think about what it is that you want to develop, you don't move forward. By the way, I'll tell you a little extra secret that's not in the material. If you want to reach any goal in life, I'll tell you how to do it. And it has to do with, it also helps you if you're a manager. Number one, have a vision of where you want to go. Number two, write it down. So when you write things down, magic happens. You think about something, write it down, it's important. Number three, talk to everybody you see. Say, hey, how you doing? Hey, I want to be a better coach. And number four, take small steps. Take small steps. Every day, take 15 minutes on your day to work on what you want to develop. Step five, measure. In the early 80s, I worked with Dr. Demi in Japan. He was considered the father of quality. And when he was 96 or 97, before he passed away, he was in a wheelchair. And you know, you could barely hear him. He said to me one day, he said, if you can't measure it, it can't be done. And I didn't know what he meant, but now I know. So you have, if you want to reach any goal in life, you have to measure it. So that's the next step. And the step after that is to get support. So whatever goal you're trying to achieve, especially as a leader, you have to get some support. Like tonight, we're supporting each other in how to be a better leader. Don't make those mistakes. Do these things better. And the last step is to celebrate. You know, give yourselves credit tonight for coming. There's a lot of people that said, you know, wow, 7 mistakes of a leader. How can you give me different? I should go to that. And they're not here. See, but you are here, you see. There's a difference in life between decision and taking action, right? And tonight all of you decided and you took action. So, for the things that you want to work in to be a better leader, you can do all of them. You just have to take little actions each step, each day.